Okay, so this is a 2018 Ford Fiesta, and we're going to be looking at the 4 questions on the Show Me what can be asked by the examiner on the day of your test. And the first one being, identify where your coolant would go. Tell me if the level is correct, and if it wasn't, what would you do about it? The biggest container here, that's your coolant, or where your water goes. The examiner would not expect you to touch it because it would be hot, but you'll point to the minimum and maximum marker, which is here, and you would tell them that if it was in between the minimum and maximum marker, the level is fine. If the level was down towards minimum or under, you would have to top it up with water. The reason that it's a pink colour at the moment is because it's got antifreeze in. Before you try to top it up, you need to wait until this has cooled down, because if you take the lid off, steam will come gushing out, which is not what we want. The second question that he could ask you was, identify where your brake fluid goes. Tell me if the level is correct, and if it wasn't, what would you do about it? The smallest container here, that's where your brake fluid goes. Same again, we've got a minimum and maximum marker. If it's in between minimum and maximum, the level is fine. If it's down towards minimum or under, we need to top it up with brake fluid. If they got technical about it and said what type of brake fluids, all you'll say there is I'd refer to the manual for this vehicle. The third question that he might ask you is, identify where your oil goes. Tell me if the level is correct, and if it wasn't, what would you do? In the Fords, everything on the oil is highlighted in yellow. So this is the dipstick, which we pull out, and at the bottom of the dipstick we have a minimum and maximum marker. We first of all wait till the engine cools down, because while the engine's hot, the oil is still flowing around the engine. So we let it cool down so the level drops. Then when we take the dipstick out, we'll clean it. There will be a minimum and maximum marker. We dip the dipstick back in again, take it out, and that will give us a true level. If it's in between the minimum and maximum, we're fine. If it's down towards minimum, we need to top it up with oil for this vehicle. And the way we top it up with oil is here. Where you see the oil can, that's where we top it up. We take this off and top it up bit by bit until we get to the level that's needed. The same again, if we ask you what type of oil it is for this vehicle, we'll tell them that we'd refer to the manual. And the final thing that he can ask you underneath the bonnet was, identify where your windscreen wiper water goes. And that's here. It's highlighted in blue for water, and on top there's a diagram which showing your water squirting out of the out for the windscreen wipers. There's no minimum maximum marker. All we need to do is open it up and fill it up to the top, and it's as simple as that. And they're the 4 questions that he can ask you. Ford Fiesta